You are listening to Loud on the Set with Kyle and James.
A level-headed movie critic meets a loudmouth movie cynic. And action!
All right, welcome back to the show. My name is Kyle.
This is James.
And today, James, what are we doing?
Decades.
Decades.
Decades, Kyle.
What does that mean?
Help us out, Rachel. Rachel's here, Kyle.
Rachel's here. Hi, Rachel.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Rachel, you were last here on Movie Dates.
Oh, no, and the Oscars.
And the Oscar one.
Yeah.
Excellent. What was the slang that you told me a second ago that we coined a phrase here on Loud on the Set.
Did
Rachel,
we?
according to Movie Dates. What was it?
A Comcast and Roundtable is apparently a thing now.
Comcast and Roundtable.
As opposed to one Netflix and
Netflix and chill.
It's kind of the
Excellent.
alternative to that.
So Rachel pitched us this idea, emailed it to us, and it was a great idea. So we're going to let her talk about what decades means and what the conversation we're going to be having today is all about.
So I have a confession. I gotta confess. It's hard for me to say this, but I'm a millennial, which is really hard to say. We're a much beleaguered generation.
Ugh.
It's okay, Rachel. You're amongst friends here.
Okay,
You can be honest.
Okay. Yes, I was born between the years of 1980 and 2000, so that makes me a millennial.
That's a pretty big
That's the definition, yeah.
range.
That's the rough generation. So I, being born in 84, and with what's called an Oregon Trail millennial, which means that I remember the very original Oregon Trail. I did not have a cell phone in high school. Melancholy and the infinite sadness by Smashing Pumpkins is the defining moment of my teenage years, versus people who were born in 1999 who don't remember 9/11. So it's kind of the difference between them.
All right. Kyle,
All right.
you're a millennial then too.
I am a millennial, so I don't know if I fall into any specific subcategories of millennial, but 91, believe it or not. So we have 80s, 90s, and then there's James. James, are you a millennial?
No.
Surprise!
1978.
1978.
Yeah.
Hence the decade.
Hence decades.
Yeah.
We have the 70s represented, the 80s represented, and the 90s represented. And I thought Rachel made a really intriguing point off air just a second ago. She said one of her friends that she was having this conversation with asked her a question, and that question was?
Yeah, just what year is it? Commenting on all the movies that are out right now. So we've got Beauty and the Beast is in theaters, we've got Power Rangers, we've got Ghost in the Shell, and Fast and the Furious again, and Transformers again. And she's like, is it 1992 or is it 2017? And what's going on? All this stuff from my childhood. And it was I was thinking on that, all this stuff being remade from my childhood, and was like, hey, wait a minute, these two guys are in different decades as me. I wonder how they see this whole remaking of things that, I distinctly remember Beauty and the Beast swag from 1992, and now it's all out again. It's back. So.
Got to go through that drive-through 100 times to make sure you get all those different Disney cups from your local McDonald's or
the Happy Meal
Burger.
toy. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go. Look at that.
Interesting. Well, now I'll jump in.
Speaking of decades,
Speaking of decades.
somebody joining us.
Why am I speaking of decades?
Richie's
Decades.
here.
Come on in.
All right,
Hi,
Richie.
Richie.
Hi.
Richie joining us for the first time in the
I
studio.
got an extra LaCroix.
Welcome. Oh, thanks, Richie.
Product placement.
So, I don't know if you want to be upfront about, oh, yes. Sponsored by LaCroix. Your favorite drink for
It's pronounced La Croix.
talking about nostalgia. LaCroix, yes. Excellent.
Makes you classier.
All right, we're going to shift this over here. Excellent.
Make sure you lean in.
So like this, maybe?
Like this. There you go.
Okay.
So we're talking about decades. What the hell year is it? All the media, all the movies and things that are coming out. And Rachel has got the late 80s nailed down.
Early 80s, 84. Well, I was born, yeah.
Middle 80s, yes.
I remember the 80s.
The time period
the
there.
80s.
Got some 90s happening.
Nice.
I was born in the late 70s.
We got
so
some
I'm not a
late
millennial.
70s.
Richie, how about you?
I'm 82.
82.
All right.
Nice.
82, right?
Another Oregon Trail millennial.
Yeah.
We've
Oregon
got
Trail.
our-
Care
we've-
Bears. Gummy Bears.
Oh my God, yeah.
This is
DuckTales.
this is perfect.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. I'm flashing
We know what
back.
you mean.
Came up on DuckTales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Richie, just to catch up a little bit, we had just talked about the question, because this is a movie podcast, as you know, and Rachel's friend had asked, well, what fucking year are we in, 92 or 2017? It seems like all the shit is being recycled. I keep seeing the same stuff. Some examples being Beauty and the Beast, Power Rangers. What else? What else did you list?
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah,
all these things that...
Big one, Point Break.
Oh my god.
Oh.
all right.
There you go.
But yes, go on.
What we're going to do now, we're going to talk about how we feel being representatives of those decades. How do we feel about this cultural recycling of all this shit? And I'm going to begin because I'm the 70s guy.
Yeah.
There you
How
go.
about that?
You've probably seen the most shit.
What have we remade from the set? You think there's a Warriors coming? A Warriors
Oh
reboot?
my god, that'd be amazing.
I put that in my category. We'll talk more about it later.
all right.
I put that in my category of, like, thank God it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, give it time.
God. Oh,
It'll be so bad.
They'll all be on their cell phones.
It'll be
like,
so fucking bad.
Twitter. Instead of a DJ guiding them through the city, there'll be a fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
here's my take on it. I can't speak for my whole generation, but I'm going to speak from the Northeast, the movie Cynic, the Brooklyn Cynic, if you will. And that is, my generation, I feel like we're more critical and we're more protective of the originals of everything. And so when a new Ghostbusters comes out, for example, the backlash is not anywhere. It's not because of sexism. It's because of, no, that's sacred ground. And it would have been in my, thank God this hasn't been soiled yet, but it got soiled. It got fucked up.
I didn't see the movie, but I heard it was like unwatchable.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. It's absolute total garbage.
Total
Yeah.
garbage.
And so my attitude is we're very protective of the originals. We're very quick to criticize and very quick to bash. And we start out with a, no, you shouldn't do it. No, I won't see it. And only with like a miracle pulled off will you actually like convince us that, okay, this was worth it.
Yeah.
I also lump the Karate Kid into that too, by the way.
Oh,
The
man.
original Karate Kid to me is beautiful. It's like perfect art.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen the new Karate Kid, the Jaden Smith one. Wait, because there's there's different
Wow,
new
I
Karate
completely
Kids.
forgot about
Yeah,
that.
Because there's like the next Karate Kid
Who was a girl.
that was a girl, and then there's the newer Karate Kid
Yeah.
with Jaden Smith.
I consider
right?
the next Karate Kid part of the same
So did I,
chunk
yeah.
as the original.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But
How close were they together? Do you know?
It wasn't like a decade.
No.
Okay.
No, yeah.
It
So
was
it was a-
within-
And
Like
that's the thing.
it has Mr. Miyagi in it, right?
Yeah.
He's
Ah,
still alive.
Okay, all right.
So-
there you go. All right, that sums
pour one
that
out
up.
for Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
All right. So there's 1978. You sprinkle in a whole lot of cynical about consumerism and just cash grabs that I'm famous for being like anti all that shit. And that's my stance. That's 1978 represented. Who comes next chronologically? Is it Richie?
Richie's
I guess
next.
it's me, 82.
All right. How do you feel
About the reboots? Or about
yeah.
just like but specifically with movies, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Movies. Yeah. If you wander to TV, I think
I
you'll
don't.
be all right.
Yeah.
I don't like a whole lot of new movies.
Nice.
I definitely don't like any of the reboots from my era, like anything revisited. I don't think they should not do it. I just don't see it. You know what
There
I
you
mean?
go.
I'm like, I don't care if you do whatever you want. I'm not going to see the movie.
Let me throw some at you real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
RoboCop.
They make a new RoboCop?
Yeah. You don't.
Did I miss that?
I guess so.
Did he have the same like dorky like
Visor?
Like you can't see his eyes, but you can
Yeah.
see his mouth and everything?
All right, so respect
Okay, I
it,
didn't
please.
see that.
Total Recall.
Total Recall sucks.
Surprise.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Transformers.
Transformers. I like the first one, the first new one.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of. I mean, I just thought it was like I don't think it was a good movie,
Mindlessly fun.
but it was cool
Yeah.
to see the machines transform
Yeah.
like in real life. Even it's CG, but it was cool to see it look real, not be a cartoon.
In a way they
Yes.
couldn't have done it in
Yeah.
1984.
So that was cool. I enjoyed that.
All right, the last one I'll throw
yeah.
you then.
Go ahead.
One more, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
We'll go into the horror genre. Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. You know what?
It already came out.
I just saw the new one for the first time like a month ago. I was pleasantly surprised.
Wow,
Really?
interesting.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask if
Interesting.
James and Richie, and as we move forward, if you had any examples of something that hit and succeeded in rebooting anything.
Well, my go-to, like when you
Okay.
ask me that, is there any examples? I'm like, no, absolutely not. But then you can name a couple, and I'll be like, actually, I kind of like that
All
one.
right, that's fine.
No, Poltergeist was good. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh, this is like kind of its own decent horror movie. But the house, I think, does not implode in the end.
Oh,
I remember being upset
missed
about,
opportunity.
you know what I mean? I was like, that's like the whole thing in
Yeah.
the movie, that the house implodes.
yeah.
Did the entire cast die in mysterious ways like the original?
Yeah, no.
Not enough time has passed. Got a couple more years
would
to
not
find out.
participate in that.
And obviously, there's no Craig T. Nelson, so
Yes.
come on.
Yo,
Yes.
you know your stuff, man.
What, Craig T?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Coach.
Ba, 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 ba.
All right, Rachel. Give us your take, please.
It's mixed. It's mixed. So the two big ones that stay in my mind are Beauty and the Beast and Power Rangers, both of which I vividly remember as a kid. Power Rangers, I was so excited for. My brother was the Green Ranger for Halloween, the White Ranger Tiger Zord.
Oh, nice.
Green Ranger was the hot
Nice.
one.
Yeah, I missed Power Rangers by like 5
Yeah.
years, I think. By like 5 years.
By 5 years.
Wait, what do you mean?
I was too old. When it came out, I was like, no, I can't do this. Even though I was like 12 years old.
See, you had a nah, I had a fuck no. It was right there, right?
It was like, because, that's our stagger right there. I was like, nah, this isn't that cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more lunge forward. I was not allowed to watch Power Rangers.
Too violent.
Yep.
Too
My
violent.
mom was like, no.
Too
You will
violent?
watch PBS.
Oh, wow.
So I missed that. My fiance, Kira, obsessed with Power Rangers.
There you go.
Loved it
When I was a
completely.
kid, I was like, this is the dumbest shit ever. You know, like, I liked Ninja Turtles, and that was the end. Like, Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, right?
Don't get me
Excellent.
started.
and then this thing called Power Rangers came out, and I was like, oh, I'm an adult now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
This officially marks my adulthood.
How old were you when you were in Power Rangers?
So to be fair, my younger brother, who was born in '87, he was the Power Ranger junkie, and as
Okay.
the older sister,
Sure.
I ended up playing the Pink Ranger,
Yeah.
So that would have put me at like I'm gonna say 5th grade.
Okay.
5th grade, so that's like what 10.
Sure.
That's like, that's like 9, 10 years
10,
old.
yeah. And so I was so excited because Elizabeth Banks playing Rita Repulsa, and I love Elizabeth Banks. She can just chew the scenery. And I remember standing up to the theater, and I'm like jumping up and down and singing the theme song. Dun, 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 dun. This is 2 weeks ago. And my partner says, "Can you please stop? Please stop doing that."
Wow.
And so we had this big group go, all of us millennials, and I'm like so excited. And halfway through it, I realized this movie isn't for me. They're not acknowledging that I remember that there's a Green Ranger and know the whole, drama about the Blue Ranger and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like
Green
no,
Ranger was like a bad guy
He
at
was a
first,
bad
wasn't he?
guy.
And then he was a good guy.
That's why he's the hot one.
And then did he die or something?
Well, so he
I thought he was gay.
no, it was the blue
all
one.
comes
all
the
these things
lore.
are true.
The blue one
He's
was gay.
bad, good, dead, and gay.
The yellow one's dead for real too.
Oh, dang,
Oh,
okay.
really?
All right, well,
Shit.
That's to get serious.
that's a shame.
Pour one out for
And the red one, the new red one killed his roommate.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think I like Power Rangers.
It went down.
Rachel, this is a comedy
This
podcast.
is getting real.
But halfway through it, I realized that no, they're not acknowledging that I grew up on this.
But what do you mean they're not acknowledging you?
They-
How did they not acknowledge
There weren't enough Easter eggs.
There's one good Easter egg at the end. And I was like, finally vindicated. But the rest of it was like, oh, this is meant for 12-year-olds, not 32-year-olds who are pretending to be 12.
They're trying to, So it's like, you know what she's saying. Like,
They're
I
making
go
a
see
new-
comic book movies, and there's like a thing. Obviously, it's marketed to a whole new audience, but they throw in a little thing that's like, "Hey, we see you.
We see you.
Yeah.
We see you,
yeah.
old
I want
motherfuckers
more
that
of
love this shit, and only you're gonna get it. Only you're gonna
Only
get
you're
this
gonna get
because you
it.
have to read this in the comics, and
But
then
we
they make
wanted-
no reference to it ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I was looking for more of that to
Yeah.
acknowledge the fact that I was with a group of 10 people in their 20s and 30s seeing a Power Ranger movie. Totally sober. Beauty and the Beast, that was more, I was like 2nd grade that came out. I had the Barbies, I had the PlayStation, I played Beast in the school play, all the things.
How progressive.
And it was, it's because I was 5'8" when I was 10 and had a lot of big bushy hair. And so it was like,
Jeez.
you get to be the Beast.
It just worked.
It just worked. Much for my pubescent psyche. And so I went into it being like, okay, they're going to ruin it. I just know it. They're going to ruin it. It's an all-star cast, and it was just like a verbatim telling. Again, no Easter eggs.
This is the new
Beauty and the Beast.
That's like live action.
Live action.
Okay.
It was gorgeous. From a costume perspective, A+. But, like, the songs were the same. The script was the same.
Is-
It's all exactly the same.
Isn't that kind of good? Is that good or is that bad?
Yeah, because you just described, that's a
Yeah.
good point. So Power Rangers was completely different, and this was exactly the same. So
I guess I wanted an acknowledgement of, and I was thinking, I was like, Kyle's going to call me out on that. I wanted something.
oh, yeah, I just want to know where
Yeah.
what makes
some-
it,
somewhere
what
in
would be
between,
acceptable, yeah.
I think, yeah, something in between. Like something, so Power Rangers wasn't that was completely different. It was like just not acknowledging who its main audience, I think, should be.
The original audience.
Yeah, and Beauty and the Beast was like, I think, trying to just say, hey kids, you were a wee one when this came out. We're going to do exactly the same thing for you. And I was like, that's nice.
All right, Kyle, let's segue to you because you played the candle, I think, or the clock.
I played the clock,
in the
yes.
Beauty and the Beast play, right?
Beauty
this is
and
a
the
segue.
Beast.
This is a segue to get to
Recently?
I did. Not recently.
All right.
When I was in high school. But yeah, I was the clock.
So give us your take as the youngest millennial.
So here's what's interesting about me is the stuff that I liked as a kid is just getting sequels now continuously. I've seen
Like
all of
Fast and the Furious.
right, exactly. I've seen all of the things that we're talking about because, they're classics and things like that. So I watched them as classics and was introduced to them, here we go, by my parents and by, the library and stuff like that. I learned about James Bond, and it just keeps going. All the Pixar stuff, all the things that I was in as a kid just are, being added to. So nothing is getting reimagined yet, but all of the classics that I am seeing are getting reimagined, which is interesting because what I'm noticing from the outside perspective is at every step of the way that they do get reimagined, it's marketed to whatever that period is, the people that have the disposable income at the time that are going to go and see this, obviously. So for your age bracket right now, they know that you're hanging out and it's like, oh, Power Rangers movie, great,
For
you got
sure.
some extra money in your pocket, we'll go and see it,
Oh my god!
and it's something that you can tell exactly like what Marvel did at the beginning was to try and find that balance
Oh,
with
They have found it.
Yeah.
Marvel is like,
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're like all the movies now. Every
And
movie
that's
that comes
it.
out is a Marvel movie.
But they
now.
have a great job of being like they're redoing it for people who have no idea who Black Panther and Captain America are.
Yeah.
But then they have Easter eggs for those of us, them who have memorized the comics.
Yeah,
So it's like
totally.
it's that balance of like you can go as a newbie. Another one is the new Star Trek reboot. I was a Star Wars kid, so I was not a Trekkie. I went and saw it with a roommate who was a huge Trekkie fan. We both loved it. I went in knowing nothing. She went in knowing everything. It's a good balance. I think more of that would be perfect.
You got to find the
Yeah.
balance. Balance is key in all things.
So I don't have anything that I was particularly brought up on, but I see these classics and then I see what's happening now. And what I think is important is kind of the reimagining. Like you said, Poltergeist kind of stands as a different horror movie on its own. And maybe it hits some of the same tropes and things, but one of the best examples of this is not in a film, but I think in TV with Stranger Things. They took a feel of the nostalgia of that time period, which was like everything that was the 80s, explosion, but they used all of that to create a new kind of unique storyline, and it played so well to this
perfect.
audience
Yeah, they
that
nailed it.
people
It was like
Perfect.
loved it
was
so
like
much.
It mixed with E.T. Mixed with E.T. again.
And we
And
all
you
did.
avoid
Goonies,
so
right?
many,
and the Goonies, yeah,
Right.
super Goonies vibes.
and you avoid so many of those pitfalls because some of this shit is totally dated. Could you make the Goonies? If you made a Goonies remake now, it would not fly. It wouldn't work. You couldn't do it the same way that it was done before. You would have to reimagine it in some way and present it in a new vein now.
And I would argue that somebody actually did try that. Because in my category here of my notes, in my list, Kyle,
Here we
I have
go.
a list.
Yes, of course.
The Goonies, thank God. To me, it's a miracle it hasn't been redone. It's
Waiting
fucking,
for
a
it.
fucking miracle.
Any
that
minute.
You think so, yeah?
I'm waiting for it.
But
mean, it's-
J.J. Abrams gave us Super 8. That was his Goonies.
Yeah, that was
pretty close.
totally his Goonies. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
That was E.T. too. That's kind of like Stranger Things in the wake. Now that I think about it, Stranger Things in the wake of Super 8.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they saw Super 8 and were like, let's try this too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I mean, you can stamp Abrams on a whole bunch of reboots. I mean, his name
Oh.
has become pretty much synonymous with
JJ
reboot
reboot.
now.
J.J. Cash Grab.
Oh man.
Well, see, that's to get back to what you were saying earlier, Richie, with balance being the key. Sometimes that pisses me off. Actually, it pisses me off all the time.
Balance makes me fucking furious.
When it comes to the movies, because finding that balance between like Easter eggs to recognize the audience of the past and marketing, getting your marketing hooks, your meat hooks into a new generation, it keeps the population, in my opinion, in this infantilized state of arrested development. Because fully grown adults are like, oh, I hope they have the cartoon in there at some point, you know?
Yeah.
And the new kids just want to throw their money in anything because they have no sense of, of anti-consumerism or boycotting or anything. So it keeps the whole population dumb.
Which isn't that the big accusation of the millennials? Is that we're all self-infatuated Peter Pans who won't grow up.
Yes, Peter Pan syndrome.
Peter Pan
Here in
syndrome.
this city. Big time.
Hey, Peter Pan.
Hey,
When are they gonna
the
reboot?
Fonz
They
Pan.
have
When are they gonna reboot Hook?
Oh my god! Oh my
Oh,
god!
Richie, stop.
No.
Hook, that's a good entry. Hook, when was Hook made? 80s or 90s?
Hook is, I think, early.
It's probably early 90s.
Yeah.
like 93.
But it's kind of a miracle that hasn't been remade, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that wasn't even that great a movie. I liked
I liked it at the time.
Shut your face.
Yeah? No? You guys like it?
But if it was
Rufio
remade,
for
I
life.
would fucking want to throw up.
because it wouldn't have Rufio in it. He wouldn't be.
Why?
That. Rufio was the hot teenage.
I know,
You
but
mean
why
it would have
they-
like a different, it wouldn't have the
Yeah,
Rufio.
I
in
mean,
it.
yeah, and
You know,
also-
Rufio went on, he was like a rapper for a little while, and he was like in a Sprite commercial, like rapping. But it
did
did
Sprite
not
become the
acknowledge that it
official
was
drink
Rufio,
of
but I was
rapping?
watching the
Rapping.
commercial, and I was like, that's fucking Rufio from Hook. There's no one else that could be.
Wow.
I gotta look into it
We'll look
still,
it up,
but
we'll look
it up.
yeah,
Yes.
we'll get there. Anyway, I didn't mean to
Analyze
decide. But Sprite is the rap soda.
Yeah.
It is.
It's been that way like forever.
Really?
For like
Yeah.
20 years it's
Oh,
been
okay.
like the rap
Yeah.
soda,
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know why.
See, here's the thing. While we're talking about this, it's interesting because reboots really don't matter unless there's something exactly like what you said with Transformers, where when something could not have been made before, you usually see where the limitations were. So superhero movies, I mean, before there was legit CG and everything, superhero movies were a joke. They
They were terrible, like the old Incredible Hulk and
Oh my
like
God.
or like
Or
He-Man. Watch
amazing in an
He-Man
amazing way.
nowadays.
With Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, the Dolph Lundgren He-Man. It's like,
Oh,
ooh,
good
this
God.
didn't stand up.
Yeah. And you just couldn't do the things that were there, the ideas that were there. You had to truncate it somehow to put it there. But now they can absolutely translate any idea that anybody comes up with. So there's justification in rebooting some things that people would probably enjoy at a much higher level than they ever could
Because
before.
this time you
Yeah.
can get it right.
Well, I'd like the first time I saw the first Spider-Man movie, because there's like 14 of them
Right.
in the last like 5 years.
Tobey
There's
Maguire
more
Spider-Man.
Like Marvel movies come out like it's like it takes them 2 days to make the movie.
It is like that.
You know what I mean? Like, how do they make this many movies?
Here's how
dude?
they make them. They take the script from Iron Man and they white out the words Iron Man and they
Yeah.
put in Ant-Man. Then they white out Ant-Man
Yeah, there
and then
you
they
go.
put in Doctor Strange.
No, like so.
I like Ant-Man.
So
Get the fuck
in the
out of here.
beginning of the Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man saga, I'm talking about the first Tobey Maguire one.
Right.
When I went and saw that in the theaters for the first time, I was in like out of college, like 23 or 24, maybe something like that. The first like big scene of like web slinging, like following him like through buildings and stuff like that, I almost like choked up.
Yeah.
Like from being a Spider-Man like comic kid, you know what I mean? I was like, I've never seen anything like this before.
Totally.
I was so excited. And that just speaks to what you're talking about.
Well, the
It's like-
first X-Men film.
Yeah.
Was hardcore on the frick, and that one, but that one had Easter eggs. That one had
and to-
jokes.
but to really hear like Wolverine's claws come out, the shit.
Like, yes.
I was like, oh,
this is
it
how you
made
do
it made the noise.
The THHHHKKK
Yeah, it's
of the comics or
Yeah.
the whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Became
The
real-
whip.
right?
Yeah, the
right.
whip.
The whip.
Now there's people whose entire job is just to go out and find that thwip noise
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
process it in the computer and
Oh,
get
yeah.
the,
Did
you know-
get
did you
the
know-
perfect thwip.
Did you know
Foley,
that?
right?
Foley.
Sorry.
Foley artistry.
Sorry,
Well,
drunk off this LaCroix.
But here's the thing, Kyle. Trivia for everybody.
Okay.
Did you know that in the making of the thwip sound, they actually have a little bit of penguin in there?
Oh yeah, and they mixed
I'm
in
lying.
a
That's a
little baby
total
cry
joke.
and yeah.
Gotcha.
It seems like in every trivia, like for Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Did you know they have penguin in the dinosaur
That
roar?
was donkey.
Fuck out of here.
Donkey and dolphin.
By the way, I want to make a really interesting point right now. We're going to change the subject a little bit.
Okay.
But
Segue.
it's going to cycle back to what you said earlier, because you honed in on Beauty and the Beast as one of the movies that, I remember as a kid, and now it's 92, but now here we're in 2015. The last animated movie I saw and liked, the last one, Kyle,
Yes.
I can see your notes.
Mulan.
Oh boy, I've never seen it. I don't know.
1998,
really?
not a CGI, not a
No.
CGI,
Not
right?
at all.
No, that's like a real deal animation movie.
Exactly. That's the last. And I saw.
And it's a musical.
What?
You don't.
Aren't they all musicals?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
what do you mean? It's a
it's a
musical.
musical.
Do
Like
you
it's a
like
musical
live action
film. Like they
musical?
sing songs. in the
Oh
movie.
yeah.
It's not
Okay.
like it's not like on Broadway.
There's some.
That's what you meant.
there's
Yeah.
some.
I was gonna fucking flip out.
Because I know you hate.
Next thing you know, you're telling me Shrek is a musical. Oh wait.
It is.
Oh,
Anyway,
did they do that?
They did.
Yeah.
They do that.
Oh, yeah.
I hate
Yikes,
Shrek,
indeed.
man. Fans of the show, you know how we feel about
It's
Shrek around
crazy.
here. Poster child for the dumbing down. But anyway, 1998. I'm 20 years old. I see Mulan for free because I'm working in a movie theater. It's the only way I would have seen it. I would never pay money for a fucking cartoon at this point in my life. But I liked it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And what's happening now?
Remake.
They're fucking Kyle. The last
They're gonna
do a live action
live action
of Mulan.
Wow.
The
Doing
last
it.
so here's I think the difference between a millennial, like a late 80s or mid 80s millennial, or and a cynical jerk like myself. I hear news that Mulan's going to be live action, and immediately my reaction is, get the fuck out of here. I will never see that movie. Why did I have to fuck around with that shit?
And you know what's interesting about that as well
Not a
is
person.
is that
Hey.
a lot
Hey.
of a lot of animated stuff is, I mean, it's just another, you can just double your profit if you make something animated and then you just, you know,
Did you
now
get
it's
Cinderella?
live action, so you just get, you know,
Check it out.
double the money.
For all the millennials, am I
Oh,
right?
boom!
my
Yes.
Are they going to bring
Boom!
back the McDonald's Szechuan sauce?
I don't
Are
know.
they going to bring
Wait,
back
what?
the McDonald's Szechuan sauce that came out for the film?
The McDonald's what?
Szechuan sauce.
They had
Oh,
Mulan,
was it?
Szechuan.
Did they really?
It was
sauce,
branded
yeah.
like Disney.
I thought
like,
it was
branded
no Rick and
at
Morty
McDonald's?
fans.
I
Rick and
think
Morty?
so.
Rick and Morty.
Nah.
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
I saw like 2 episodes.
Oh, I
one
love
time.
Rick and Morty, yes.
Okay. They had the Szechuan.
Yeah.
But anyways,
It was funny.
Kind
yeah.
of bring that
So
back.
are you talking about this? So this wasn't a real thing. The McDonald's.
No, it was real.
No,
It
that was real.
It
It
was
was
wasn't just
real,
on
then
Rick
it
and
became
Morty.
a joke,
Then became a joke,
and now it's
I'm
another
wondering
joke, and
another
now we're
joke.
not sure if it's real.
And now it's a meme.
Now it's a meme.
But it's one of the coolest things about animation is that before CG and before we got to where we were technologically, animation was where you could, I mean, comic books and things,
Yeah.
it was where you absolutely could put your dreams out. And I think that so much animation is undervalued, dreams, in that there is just such a freedom and liberation there. And now when it gets put into a live action scenario, I think that it loses so much of the inspiration behind the artists and the actual hands and everything that went into making it originally.
Well, and old animations are real cool. I mean, like even
Oh, yeah.
those old like '80s Disney ones, like they're kind of cartoony on the top layer, but then you can see in the background they're like painted.
you
It's like
could
looks like
tell.
an oil painting in the background, like that.
Well, Sleeping Beauty, which was earlier than
That's
80s,
artsy stuff.
was intentionally done in the style of pre-Renaissance, which I know Elizabethan.
I just remember the part where the Beast fights like a bunch of wolves at the same time.
which is in the new movie.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I should see it then.
Yeah, it's
when I was a
nice.
kid, I was like, man, Beast is a savage.
So I missed Ninja Turtles, unfortunately.
Oh man,
out.
you
I
missed
missed.
out.
I did.
Missed out.
I missed out. Everybody's told me
But they're
that.
still doing it though.
They still
But it's
are,
not as
and that's
good.
that's
It's
exactly what I
I
was
feel
going
like
to
it's
say.
happened like 2 or 3 more
Didn't
times.
they just live action that shit too?
They did.
Well, they did the live
what the
action
fuck
when we were
happened
kids.
with that?
Well, that's an interesting one. So they did
Nightmare.
live
They were
action
so
when we were
ugly.
kids.
Yeah, a
The new ones
nightmare.
were so ugly.
They were
Go, go.
ugly.
Well, because they did maybe because we were so they did the live action
Too
when
much
we were
detail
kids,
can
which
be bad.
was they had the dudes in suits.
Yeah, they were like
Rubber
just
suits.
rubbery, like
Suits.
green.
That first one was awesome, man.
Shoving
Yeah.
pizza all over them.
And the suits look totally fake. Like it looks like you could like rub your hand on their cheek and it'd be like
Part of the
you know what I
charm.
mean?
Right?
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
part of, I guess that's why I like old superhero movies too. That is
Their
the
mouths
charm.
don't like move right with the words that they're
Yeah.
saying.
Well, then because you were talking about they can't redo. They can't honor the original. So then they make me automatically think of Star Wars. The original Star Wars, kind of hokey, but then George Lucas said, but I want them to be how they're supposed to be. So now they've all been remastered and redone and everything.
Right.
Some of it holds up, some of it doesn't.
It's a good point. I mean, yeah, I wanted to say divine inspiration, but that was a I don't know if you can assign that to George Lucas anymore.
Hey.
But there's just,
I like Force Awakens and Rogue One. I enjoyed those. I was listening to your podcast in Rogue One and shouting in the car.
Last Jedi trailer came out today. You guys see that?
It's
I did see that.
I didn't get through it because somebody bothered me at work.
I got
Watch
chills.
it right now.
So I gotta
Fuck
finish.
this.
I gotta finish it.
Watch
later.
it right now.
Not that good. Nothing happens in it. Like, it's just, I mean, yeah, all right. All right, I got something for you.
You're
All
over
right.
Star Wars, though. We know.
Yeah,
know
oh,
Star Wars.
forget it.
But the original Star Wars films, there's something that when you do have such inspiration and you have such a complete idea around something, and there's limitations at the time, you work to try and get around those limitations. And when it's somebody taking an idea that's already there and then just trying to force it into the medium, then that can be a huge disaster, right? Like when you're trying to say, okay, we need this person to like fly this way. You know, we need the original, we need Captain America to be able to throw this thing and boomerang it back, and you don't have a way to do it, so you just pass it off to the second unit director and he makes something that looks like garbage. But then you got something like Stanley Kubrick who puts 2001 on screen and everybody goes, how the fuck did he even do that?
Yeah.
And like they can't replicate it, they can't do it because there's such inspiration, mastery around filmmaking that went into the ideas that he had. So it was a synthesis. They were both directors, they both understood the medium and had an idea to fill a void instead of taking an idea and just mashing it into the
Just
mold.
jamming it through a cheese grater.
It's
Right.
2001.
Just because you want grated cheese.
Yeah.
All right, look, I got a pretty cool list here. Let's go through this.
Yes.
The topic is thank God or it's a miracle.
And let's supplement you folks with some of the ones that you have as well.
Thank
That
God.
it hasn't
Thank God,
been made,
or
or-
it's a miracle.
Whichever one. It's a miracle it hasn't been remade,
Or thank God they did it.
Or thank God they haven't. Same thing, right?
Oh,
well, no, I guess
wait,
it's not
these
the
are
same
two.
thing.
Wait.
Or
All
thank
right.
God they did.
Fuck, I fucked it up.
No,
Let's
but
do this.
are they supposed to be two different sentiments?
No,
Is that what's
it's
going
kind
on?
of like the same. Let me
Okay.
just,
All right, we'll get
All
there.
right, for
We'll get
example,
there.
and the thank God,
Uh-huh.
thank God they haven't redone these movies, as far as I'm concerned.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to throw some out and you react. Ready? Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Thank God. I'm supposed to answer with
Yeah,
the
you
thing?
want to
Yeah.
agree?
Yes.
You agree?
Don't touch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They tried. It was called Parker Lewis Can't Lose. It was a TV show.
It's a
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of something that exists in a time capsule because that shit doesn't happen anymore. You know.
You don't drive really expensive cars backwards
No,
into okay.
you don't. The sentiments today, you'd have to reimagine it for, again, there's no point in remaking something like that when you can just use the themes that were in Ferris Bueller to re-inspire some other story that you tell.
And Ferris Bueller now, I mean, like, that's just part of that era in the 80s,
Right.
like the Bart Simpson type kid that like skips school and he's like bad, but he's good, he's cool, he's like
Right.
has a good heart. Like Ferris Bueller in a new movie now would be like, he'd be like sexting and like getting high and shit.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
21 Jump Street. Who saw 21 Jump Street?
Those are pretty good.
They were
Also
good.
had a fun Easter
What, the
egg.
movies?
The
Yeah.
movies.
Those stupid comedic takes on the Johnny Depp TV show?
They're
Yes.
pretty funny.
They
but
are
With that
funny.
fat kid?
Yes.
Oh.
What is his name? And Channing Tatum?
Jonah Hill, yeah.
Jonah Hill.
They made me laugh a few
like
times.
Wow.
I also did
I'm
not watch the
stunned.
original TV show.
But they did the exact same thing. What they took from the original one was these like punk kids and shit, and they
Yeah.
thought that they were going to be cool, and then they flipped the whole formula, and those kids were like the big assholes, and everybody fucking hated them.
Because they acknowledge their audience, they acknowledge the
they?
time.
All right.
And 21 Jump Street wasn't a comedy before, was
No.
it? No, it was just like
Exactly.
a cop
Drama.
show.
I think they think that was an example of they're like, okay, this is something that made money. People be like, oh, cool, I remember that show. But let's acknowledge that our audience is now 20 years older, has kids of their own, whatnot. Let's make it more appropriate.
All right.
Anyway,
next on my list.
continue.
Thank God they haven't touched this movie, The Breakfast Club.
Breakfast
The
Club.
beginning of Power Rangers is very Breakfast Clubby.
That's just, but that's just like a nod, maybe. You know,
And it
they
was
haven't,
like, but it was like weird.
but they haven't like
Especially since
put the
Power
screws
Rangers
to it yet.
was them in a pizza parlor, but then
Yeah.
they put them in it. Yeah, anyway.
That would be-
like it was a very clear nod
was-
to Breakfast Club.
I
or
don't
is
know, we were just confused by it.
Oh.
We
That
were
would be
like,
shameful.
everything about Power Rangers confuses me.
All right, next up on my list, Stand By Me.
Stand by Me. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Stephen King novel.
I mean,
fun
thank
fact.
God. I don't want to see anybody touching that.
Good.
No. Yeah.
This is very
So
much an
don't
80s
touch that
list.
movie. Those are kids.
You know, it's funny. All the things that you were naming are things that are character and acting driven, and not special effects.
There's a lot of movies like Stand By Me, you know? There's similar there's similar films that come out every once in a while that do some of the same stuff, but exactly in the same way. It wouldn't be marketable to remake it. So,
well, you could argue that Stranger Things has very much vibes of Stand By Me.
oh, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
seen it. I know.
Just kids on the road, like
Kids on the road.
in the woods, like looking for stuff.
Looking for-
Going through tree portals, you
Getting
know,
in.
just like Stand By Me.
Here's the thing with Stand By Me, though. You remember how at the end, spoiler alert,
Spoiler
sorry,
alert for Stand By Me.
sorry, too soon. Kiefer Sutherland comes and he pulls a knife on the kids when they find the body. He's like, "We're taking the body."
Gordy.
And then somebody has a pistol, right?
Yep.
One of the kids just has a gun. And
Yep.
just pulled it on him.
Oh yeah, Gordy.
And the kid says like, "You're done." Or Kiefer Sutherland's like, "You're gonna get it." You know what I mean? Like, he scares him away with a gun, but like they all still live in the same town. Like, like the next day, wouldn't his name's Ace in the movie?
Yeah,
Kiefer
yeah,
Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, Ace.
Wouldn't Ace just come get him the next day?
Not in the 80s.
It's unresolved for me.
Huge fucking plot hole.
Stand By Me
very-
2,
it's
greenlit
very-
by Richie.
Stand By Me too. The next day.
Or
And
Ace's
it's just
revenge,
Ace just
right?
beating the shit out of all the kids.
There you
I
have
don't know,
it.
it got in the way. So I have a similar problem with ATL. We won't even go down that road yet.
I haven't
But
seen ATL. But
hey, that's a good movie.
yeah. Interesting.
Except for
I
that
haven't
one
seen
hole
ATL
that's like the exact same hole. You know,
The
like
next day.
the next day, you still live in ATL, and so does he, and he's really mad. He's not mad anymore just because the movie's over.
Yeah, you didn't put him in check for 5 seconds only.
Yeah.
All right, I got two more. You ready? Coming to America. Thank God Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall haven't workshopped No one's a big fan like I am.
Oh no,
bet-
that's
I love
one of the
Coming to
best movies
America.
of all
I
time.
think that it will be
Oh, yeah.
remade.
You think so?
I think so.
please
Do you
God,
think
no.
you think Eddie Murphy would do
No,
it?
I think that it will
Kevin
be
Hart and Melissa McCarthy somehow, right? Somehow those two idiots will get together.
It'll
God.
be something, and it'll be something way more offensive from somewhere else in the world to try and make some cultural
I
statement.
could definitely
about.
see
Yeah.
that happening. Yeah.
And I'm wondering how
It'll
much
be a
of this.
disaster.
I'm wondering how much of these things aren't being remade because politically they can't. Like, you can't have a teenage kid pull out a gun.
Oh, I think politically you can do anything
Well, I
nowadays.
mean-
Hey-oh!
seems like it's open season on politically.
Hey-oh.
But yes, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. You can't make Heathers anymore.
Yeah.
A movie about like comedic takes
Suicide
on
on teen
suicide and
suicide.
school shootings.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't
You can't.
fly.
You could make
anymore.
it, but you'd have a hard time finding people who want to be a part of the
You
project.
would, absolutely. Yes.
So a lot of it is, I wonder if it's just that, I mean, that stuff still happened back then, but just didn't get as much media coverage. I don't know if you could do Coming to America without people being like, you realize this is a giant cultural trend.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, the
Yes.
other thing about Coming to America is that presumably if they remade it, it would be a comedy. So you'd have to get funny people to do it. And I think anybody who takes comedy seriously or is a funny person would not dare touch Coming to America.
Oh, we thought that about Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I guess. But Ghostbusters to me is not as much of a classic as Coming to America. Comedically speaking. Comedically speaking. Comedically
I
speaking.
think, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Ghostbusters.
That's true. Like Ghostbusters is a.
It's like a sci-fi comedy. Coming to America is just
It's
a
a straight-
straight
all right,
funny movie,
Yeah.
you know?
I got you.
Also, side note, I watched the first episode of The Real Ghostbusters, the cartoon that came after
Yes.
the
you see
movie.
that?
Because I used to watch
Yes.
that on Saturday mornings. And where Slimer's actually their friend.
Their friend, yes. I need some
I
Ecto Cooler right
watched-
now.
I watched the very first episode of that last night. Just by chance. and then
what-
ended up
I-
in this discussion here.
I watched the cartoon before the movie. So my parents were pretty restrictive on what we could watch movie wise, and so I've not seen Coming to America to this day.
oh my
yeah.
god.
Holy
I haven't seen
cow.
it, but
Wired
Carnage.
viewing.
doing homework tonight. But I like grew up on the cartoon, and so I saw that when I finally was allowed to watch the movie, I was like, wait, why is Slimer a bad guy?
Yeah.
Why is this Ecto Cooler been drinking all of a sudden the bad guy? I'm confused.
Slimer's their buddy.
He's
in
their
the
buddy in the
yeah.
cartoon. And that guy who did the voice of Peter was also the voice of Garfield, the cartoon.
True.
Which I
True.
also
Shit.
watch all the time.
Bill Murray.
Bill
was
Murray
a little
knockout.
better
Wow.
than that. But, you know.
All right, last,
what's up? What do we
last
got?
one on my
What's
list.
on the
Last
list?
one on my list. Thank God, or oh please don't ever remake this movie. Soul Plane. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I saw the new one.
Oh my god.
You really had me thinking for a sec. Like, wait a minute, is the new one? Is that a remake of an old movie?
I was really confused.
I'm just fucking with you, but for real, E.T.
I haven't seen Soul Plane. But
my for real. No, all
right,
are you kidding me?
Go on.
My for real one is E.T.
E.T.
Which they remastered. They
Yeah,
changed it so they don't have guns now. They have walkie-talkies.
What?
Oh yeah,
Really?
So now in the new version, there's a
Yeah.
in the original they were holding guns on the
about
kids,
this.
and now they are holding walkie-talkies, and there's a line that says, "Don't pull out the guns towards kids" or something. They inserted that in the new remastered version.
They did.
Really?
Really?
They swapped
There's
out
a
the
great
rifles.
South Park episode
About that?
That, yeah.
Wow.
It's wonderful. Saving movies from their directors.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, is that the one where is it? It's like George Lucas and Spielberg. Like
Yes.
they
I'm pretty
they
sure that's
ravage
the
Indiana
same one.
Jones.
Yeah.
Like against a tree.
From a woman's
Yes.
perspective, kind of offensive.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it is South
Oh,
Park.
I'm sure.
It is
It's
South
fucked
Park.
up, but
Absolutely.
the part I'm thinking of is where there's just they're in a movie theater and the previews before are playing and they're like, Star Wars as you'd always wanted to see it, now with like all this shit, and they like put all these like more planes in the background, more weird alien creatures, more of this stuff that you love, and like the screen's just filling up with shit and everything. Fucked up.
Anyway.
Those guys.
All the guns are replaced with walkie-talkies, and all the people are also replaced with walkie-talkies.
Well, I really didn't know that. I mean, what the walkie-talkie gun thing? That is so interesting.
They
to me.
wanted E.T. to be timeless, and guns got weird, and guns being pulled on kids got weird. So
yeah,
they
this is so.
decided-
Again, being a millennial, I was in high school when Columbine happened, and
Yeah.
it was. I feel like shortly after that they did that. It was kind of this thing of like suddenly we have to like acknowledge guns and children in media.
So here's a question though: can you still get the original ET, or is that just like
At my house.
out of
I was
print?
say I have
Thrift
on
store
VHS.
movies.
I have on
There you
VHS.
Thrift store movies, baby.
I don't
if you-
think you can buy it.
If you go on Amazon,
No.
is there like ET original, ET remastered?
I don't
think
like
you
it's just
can.
gone
I
now.
think
It's
it's
a Star
gone.
Wars.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a Star Wars.
I think it's just fucking canned.
What a strange time.
Yeah.
Racing
And is that okay?
Revisionist.
I don't
history.
know.
I don't
I mean,
think
I
so.
understand being sensitive to anything, really. I mean,
Yeah.
totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Well, it's like
this
what
movie
if
was made in the 80s.
right? And what if a movie gets so like we've talked about this before? Movies that get put into like the National Archives. You know, there's some movies that get selected and go into the National Archives because they're deemed like culturally relevant. You know, what if somebody just fucking decide, you know what?
Malcolm X got shot by a bunch of water guns.
Exactly right.
Harlem.
Like they just
Hey,
want to
water
go and
guns.
Yeah.
fucking screw some
Super
of that shit up.
soakers.
That is
Jeez
it's like
Louise.
revisionist history.
Well, and
happening.
some pieces that are completely insensitive are important to remind. So, for example, the original Birth of a Nation versus the new Birth of a Nation. The original Birth of a Nation is, of course, a cultural atrocity, but it's important for us to remind ourselves of that was a major chunk of our nation's history. The new version, of course, tells a different story with the same title, but I mean, sometimes you have to keep the ugly stuff to remind you where you've been.
Of course.
You know?
It's like a museum, you know?
Yeah.
Like natural, or not natural history, but like human history.
Yeah.
Cultural history.
Right.
Yeah, man.
If you
Where
try-
are we?
I don't know.
Decades.
I'm done though. I'm done.
Oh, so this just popped into my mind and horrified me. Things that are absolutely about to get remade. I feel I just flashed it and it like hurt me. This is one that would hurt.
Oh, God.
Back to the Future.
Oh, you know
it?
it's coming. That's that's inevitable. That's inevitable.
It's I feel like it's gonna happen. I just immediately felt it.
It's gonna happen, and you know what's gonna happen with it is they're gonna be, when they go back in time, even if it's the same story, when they go back in time, they'll be like in the year that is the current day in the original Back to
Yeah.
the Future.
I think they could
They'll
do
go
it
back
in
in
a-
time to 1985
Right.
to get parents together.
But
There
I
you
think
go.
that would if they had the blessing of Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd and were able to incorporate that in there, I think it could be done well. I think it could be done well. If I think it'd be funny to go back to 1985 and actually
it would
acknowledge.
just have to be a reimagining, you know?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
You couldn't do
Yeah.
a straight remake. It had to be a.
Didn't we recently pass the point in time that Back to the Future 2 proposed?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
2015.
And
that
there was a big
2015.
parties.
Yikes.
We're 2 years past that.
Remember all the parties and all the.
That's right. A
Back to
bunch
the
of
Future.
people
That's
around here
what was
dressed up like a
keeping
bunch
us
of.
from going over the edge. You know?
Yeah, it's
That
the
was
fair
it.
season.
So after that, everything just
It
got
was the new,
fucked up.
was the new Y2K.
Yeah.
That was it.
We don't have flying cars yet. The fucking holograms aren't being used on the streets.
Hoverboards.
Useless.
Everybody wants hoverboards.
All right, to close us out here,
Yeah.
you each have to pick, we're all going to pick two things. A movie that has to get remade from your life, that you have to pick it to be remade, and you get to preserve one eternally that you will never have remade. I'm going to start with James.
All right. The one that I would definitely like to see remade in my lifetime, and I'm going modern, actually. So when I'm an older ass, diaper-wearing goofball, I want them to get Batman versus Superman right.
Get it right. Would you want them to follow the comic, like Dark Knight Returns, or would you?
No,
or just a new story, but get it right.
Get it right, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm projecting way ahead.
Sure.
I'm going way ahead.
Sure.
For one that I would preserve for all of
eternally.
time, Ghostbusters Lost.
You lost it.
I know.
You don't
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
You
That
don't
what
get
if
that
what if the
one. If
one
it's already been
what if there's
remade,
only
you're
one
fucked.
and it's already
It's
over?
already gone.
All right.
Well, that's why I have the toaster next to the bathtub. No, I'm kidding. I'll go with Coming to America.
Okay.
Please, God, just
Don't do it.
Just put it in a capsule, bury it, shoot it out into space, leave it the fuck alone. Boom. There you go.
Don't do it.
Who's got
Rachel?
their next one? I was pretty quick on that.
That was
Quick on my
good.
feet.
I
This
can't
is
think
tough.
of any
Like
that
a cat.
that I want to be remade. I can think of ones I don't want to. I don't want them to touch Pulp Fiction. That 94. Don't touch that one.
Boy,
bet
that would be a brave
Tarantino-
one to...
I don't see Tarantino going for anybody remaking anything of his ever.
Really obscure
He
one.
would kill them. He would literally murder somebody
Yeah.
and go to prison. And he'd be fine with it.
The Last
Totally.
Unicorn. Anyone see The Last
Whoa, the
Unicorn?
last
Yeah.
unicorn.
Don't touch The Last
You
Unicorn.
preserving that?
However, they did
Yeah.
have a 25th anniversary remastered special, and I was 25 at the time, I think, and I had like the T-shirt and the like for my 25th birthday. My parents got me like the Last Unicorn T-shirt and and I was so happy.
Perfect.
Why does everything have to be a shopping experience? That's what really kills me with this whole fucking trend. It can't just be a movie. It has to be. Oh, anyway, go ahead.
You gotta get the merchandise, like Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Merchandise.
I'm putting that in my please don't touch it all.
Okay,
All right, keep
there you
going.
go.
I can't think of anything that I want remade. I don't know. I'm pretty much like don't touch at this point.
I had
But you were just so stoked for Power Rangers.
You know what? They can
That's
redo.
hard.
They can redo Power Rangers with the original putties, not the weird
Original
CG
what are putties?
The putties were the little gray people that they had to fight. They were literally
Oh yeah, yeah.
people
They're like
in gray
essentially
leotards.
they're foot soldiers. Foot soldiers.
In gray
Just to
leotards, they had to
clarify.
fight. And it was
Putties.
like the corny. They were called putties because they were made out of putty. And the
Okay.
Raider Pulsa made them, and they were so corny. And then in the movie, they're all like these hulking rock things. I'm like, no,
yeah.
I want to do.
They had to make them a little
in
more
a gray
threatening.
leotard. That's all I want. I want a man in a gray leotard.
I want the most harmless looking foe.
Making the noise
Yeah.
as he fights them. Yeah, they can redo Power Rangers. I want more guitar solo. I want more of the actual like Zords running. There's only one scene of them running. I want more slow motion running of their giant dinosaur robots.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
They remake Power Rangers
On a touch tone phone, if you dial 332393, that is the dip 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 dip. Just so you know.
Yes.
I figured that out for some
Richie,
reason.
what is this vault of a brain that you
I got some weird.
possess?
I got some weird stuff up there, man. All right. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go. The don't touchies. I'm gonna do two don't touchies.
Okay.
One is the Warriors, and please, they're
Yes.
gonna do it though. They're gonna do it. Somebody's gonna do it.
I know it's.
They're gonna do it. Please don't. And Juice. Juice. What is it, like 91, 91, 92?
The golden age.
Yeah.
Hip hop. Yep.
Omar Epps and Tupac.
Whoa.
They are making a
Jesus.
Tupac movie.
Oh God.
They're making a Tupac movie.
I
All right,
hate.
Tupac.
So
That's the
don't
don't
touch
touchies.
those. Don't touch those. And I really struggle because I really barely want to see a remake of anything.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Malone, starring Burt Reynolds, and I want Burt Reynolds to reprise his role
I don't even know what he's talking about.
as Malone. It's just like this real shitty 70s action movie with Burt Reynolds. I have it on VHS. It's awesome.
That's good.
Look into it.
All right,
The
well,
cover.
For,
The cover's
for everybody
epic.
out there.
Yeah. Look into it.
Oh,
All right.
man. I set you guys up. I've been thinking this whole time, and I have no fucking clue what I would do. Trying to think of treasured things from my childhood that I wouldn't want fucked with.
Space Jam. Which, by the way, I think they're
I
gonna
want to
remake
do
it.
Space Jam,
I'd be
and I
fine
want to
with
get
that.
it right.
Yeah, they can do that one. That's fine with me.
Who would be the ball player though? Who would be
LeBron.
Steph
LeBron
Curry?
James.
Steph Curry. Hey.
I think LeBron's funnier.
Yeah.
I doubt either one of them is really that funny.
Yeah.
Sprite
LeBron
commercials.
was in
Sprite commercials.
Trainwreck. Did you see Trainwreck?
No, what's that?
It's Amy Schumer was in it.
LeBron sells fucking Sprite. That's what he does best.
There you
Well,
go.
that's not what he does best.
I think, yeah, that's not what he does best.
So if that was what he did best, then he could sell the shit out of some Sprite. I'll tell you what.
I would preserve the original Jurassic Park. I'm not talking Jurassic World or anything.
You're talking, yeah.
The original Jurassic Park I would preserve.
That's a good one.
But that's too late. You got to come up with one that hasn't been fucked with.
But it has Jurassic Park has
The
not
original
been
has not been
remade.
remastered into new penguins.
Yeah, all the ones that have come after have taken place in the same universe.
Yeah,
it's all,
they're
they're
not-
all
they're not-
sequels.
they're
taken
not
with
A
tampered
little bit of a loophole there. I'll
Yeah.
give you a pass on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take a loophole.
All right, you take a loophole.
And remake. I want to pick something old and weird.
It's hard to think of something
I
that you
have
want
one.
remade.
What's
Yeah.
Flight of the Navigator? Fly of the Navigator. They could remake that.
Lord of... Wait,
Fly of the Navigator.
Flight?
Of the Navigator.
Wait, what is
right?
that one? I know that name.
It's the one where the little boy gets kidnapped by aliens.
Okay.
And then comes back, and like 20 years has gone by, and his
Whoa.
family don't remember him.
Oh, then they make that's
I thought that was K-Pax.
I thought that was the Nolan movie. Interstellar?
Oh,
Inner
no.
garbage.
Is that it? That's not it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Fly of the Navigator, like way back. I think the kid from Wonder Years was in it.
Fred Savage.
I think so.
Safe.
Oh,
They could redo that one. That'd be interesting. I'd be okay with that.
All right, God, come on.
Mission
You got-
Impossible.
whoa.
Remake that one.
Remake
Remake Mission Impossible.
the Tom
with
Cruise one?
Tom Cruise in
Okay.
it. Because the first Mission Impossible has some really, really shitty editing. And some bad plot line in it. But I
Yeah.
like Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
So I would have Brian De Palma run at it again.
That's a legit choice, I
Tried it.
think.
Yeah. That's it.
That probably will happen, too.
It will. Absolutely will happen. Tom Cruise will be like the person, the older
be John
person
Voight.
in it.
He'll be John
right,
Voight,
exactly.
He'll be like
Tom
the-
Cruise
yeah.
in the fucking Mummy.
Is he really?
Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, you
Mummy.
haven't heard the infamous Tom Cruise scream from the Mummy yet? Oh, it's
Why don't
Meme
we-
City.
Is this
now.
like the penguin thing again? Is this one of these jokes where
This
you
is
hear a penguin?
no. They're
No, it's-
remaking all the Universal
No.
monster movies. They're rebooting the whole.
Oh, not the Brendan
franchise.
Fraser one.
So the Mummy, as legit Mummy, well, as far as that goes,
Yeah.
is being remade, and Tom Cruise is in it. And there's a really funny scene where he's
Anything.
falling and screaming, and it's hilarious.
Oh, wow.
Like some
And they've
Nosferatu
edited it
action.
since then because of how ridiculous it sounded and the outrage that was surrounding.
I got a little excited because I thought Tom Cruise was going to play the mummy.
I know it was disappointing. I was hoping for that too.
He's all, so you guys want me to star in the role right now? Well, you're getting a little old. So
You're the title
Wrap him up. He's
character.
fine.
you're gonna be the dead guy.
That'll be when the next plastic surgery goes wrong. But anyway,
Hey,
Oh.
hey.
with that, we're out of time. Oh my God, Rachel, thank you so much for this idea. That was hella fun, and for coming on the show. Richie,
Hey.
thanks for being here for the first time and joining us.
Nobody wants a LaCroix?
What a pleasure. Sponsored by LaCroix and Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah.
This has been Loud on the Set with Kyle and James, and today, Rachel and Richie. Thank you all for listening. Tell us what movies from your childhood you would want preserved forever and remade. We'll see if we agree. Send them to us at loudontheset@gmail.com. You can check us out on YouTube and iTunes. Anywhere you find podcasts, we're there. Again, thank you, Richie and Rachel, so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Go out, reflect on those good movies that you loved, and have a wonderful time.
See you later.
And cut.